Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. My name is Leibella Ralston. And on behalf of Faber-Castell USA and Michael Stores, it is time for another fun class here. I just want to say hello to everybody today because I see a lot of chat. I see a lot of you are joining in. So thank you all so much. It's always more fun when you guys are here. And I'm not doing this alone. So there's many of us here. So hi, Tina. Hello, hello. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Gia. Hi, Pat. Yes, I'm looking forward to this class as well. Hey, Precious from New York. Hey, Georgiana. Hi, Grace. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, JM. Hello, Jennifer. Sometimes it's so hard because my screen in front of me is so small. Hey, Christy. Hello, everybody. Okay. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Emma. Oh, hello. I'll be in New York tomorrow, so I'm super excited. Hi, Christine. Yes, I am so happy. It is September also. It is my birth month. So I'm super excited. Hey, Cecilia. Hey, Laura. Hello, everyone. Believe it or not, it is not super hot here in Texas also, but today felt so humid. So it's not hot, but it was still very humid. So, but you know what? I'm going to take it. I feel like September is actually here when you feel like it's just not scorching hot. So, hello, everybody. I know I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So, I felt like I was just telling the Corey earlier that I felt so rushed because, I was trying to finish everything for the trip. But it's kind of like, all right, usually I have like an hour before the class where I kind of like put myself in a very good headspace. So it's kind of like I want to be prepared for the class, but I feel like today I'm so rushed. So I think I had a few minutes there to breathe a little bit because I don't want to be too excited. You guys know when I get too excited, it's really not super fun. But anyways, today is about bullet journaling. So because it is September, so it's almost like we're going to prepare ourselves for fall, right? Because the cooler weather, all the whimsical fall items. Today we were in Cracker Barrel and I see all the fall items out there, and it's just, Thanksgiving stuff and holidays even and Halloween. So it's kind of like, oh, yes, the cooler weather is here. So I was super excited. But today I'm going to be using, let's see, I'm going to go switch over to my next camera. Today I have different supplies from Faber-Castell. So I have the super soft brush, but as always, I always remind you guys that if you don't have all these supplies in here, it's okay. Whatever you have, that's going to be fine. So and then I really want to bring in some of the pencils as well because it I don't know, but I'm sure that you've been attending the classes for the last couple of years, and you know that I have been loving that whimsical, feel of using a marker or a watercolor. But kind of like doing mixed media with a base of color and then adding some texture of some colored pencil. So that's what I have here in front of me. If you have the Pitt Artist Pen, I've also kind of like selected a few colors in here, just maybe you're interested in kind of like building a fall color, and I'm sure that a lot of these colors we'll be using all throughout until October and November. So I'm going to share with you guys this color palette. But of course, a super soft brush is a much less expensive alternative. Okay, so this first color here is called green gold. This one is green gold from Faber. This is the Pitt Artist Pen. And I know I repeat myself many times in here, but this is my favorite markers ever to use in my journals, my bullet journals, scrapbooks, and all that. But look at this color palette here. This one is the terracotta. Maybe I should write it so you guys can see. So green gold. But whatever you guys have there, that's going to work. Oh my God, I apologize for my handwriting. But as you can see, this is my real handwriting, especially when I'm in a hurry. So to some of you who feels like, oh, I will never be able to do brush lettering like Lay, look at this handwriting, guys. So there we go. This one is really pretty too. This is the Scarlet Red. So this is like, oh, such a beautiful, beautiful palette. So Scarlet Red. And on the left, I have all the colors from the super soft brush, but the super soft brush doesn't have names. So I couldn't tell you guys what the name is. So Scarlet Red 118. I'll be also using a dot grid journal today. Okay, this one is really nice. It's called India Red. This is pretty. Right? I hope everyone is doing well and is excited for this nice, cooler weather that's ahead of us. Maybe in Texas, way ahead of us, but we're gonna get there. This one is chromium green opaque. Chromium green. I am notorious for spelling things wrong, so I am going to take my time. 174. I love it. And then this one is a dark, is it sepia or sepia? I don't still don't know. I don't use it all the time. This color. I think I've heard many people pronounce it differently. I think this one is like such a warm tone of brown. I like it. 175. So this one is a really good palette right here. There we go. Pat said it's 114 degrees. Oh no, that is hot. Does it feel like 114 too? Okay, so I also have a dot grid. That's good. Rachel, no, we don't have a handout for this one because we're actually going to be kind of just like doodling and, just playing around with some whimsical items, kind of like what we did maybe 2, 3 weeks ago when we did a bullet journal with some highlighters. So it's kind of like, wow, we ended up with a really fun layout there. So I love the Cracker Barrel. I know I love it too. Okay. All right, so the desert. Ooh, that's hot. Okay, that's hot. All right, so these are the colors that I'll be using. Just look at them, and then if you have anything that's, very similar to this, that's good to go. I'm questioning this one, but that's the only green one from the super soft brush. But I mean, it's okay. It's kind of like a cool, I can't explain it, honestly. And of course, the camera is like making it's picking up a very different color too, so it's questionable in the camera. I pulled out a gray. We may or may not use it. I don't know yet. This is all from the 20 colors of the super soft. This one. This is the black edition. So this is very inexpensive. So if you guys just like need, a practice pen or anything like that, let's pull out the red just in case we want to use it. But this orange is really nice. Let me see. Oh, it's too Christmassy red. I don't like it. So we're going to stick to the orange. All right. Are we ready? Are we ready? I'm going to put this away. I'm going to use the super soft. I just really wanted to show you guys the colors just in case, you guys want it. You can screenshot this one so you have a reference later on, or you can just watch the replay after kind of like 24 hours and then you'll see that. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Let me see. All right. Are we good? Here we go. So I'm going to switch over to the next one. I figured, earlier we were, the reason why I mentioned the Cracker Barrel, because we had this yummy green apple tea. I don't know if you've ever had the green apple tea, but I actually really enjoyed that one. That was so yummy. And then we were looking at some pumpkin, flavor, maybe a pie, but they didn't have it yet. So I don't know why I didn't have it yet. So we're already looking for a pumpkin spice, anything pumpkin flavored. I'm like, it's not ready yet. Maybe next week it'll be here. So I want to focus on the green, the orange, this green from the super soft, almost like springy to me, but I'm always so very picky with my colors anyway. So it's almost like very springy green, but we don't have a choice right now. I can pull out some of my Pit Artist pen, but it's not fair because you guys might have the super soft brush pens in there, and then I'm using a different one. That's why I didn't want to do that. Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna go switch to this one and see where our saturation of the colors, because this color is like, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if it's a zoom that's giving us that tint of color. I'm not sure, but it's gonna work out. Here we go. All right. And then I'm like really way down there. You guys couldn't see me. Why am I way down there? Can you guys see me well? Okay, I'm going to view it and speaker view and zoom. All right, I think we're good. Okay, so as the way we do things here in my class is almost like we have this sample photo, right? We have a monthly in here, but every single time we're doing a class like this, we kind of like experiment and explore things, explore our supplies, and really push it almost to kind of like, how are we going to do it? So I love that we do that together. I also pulled out some of the metallic markers. Now you don't have to have this. I just want to show you guys just in case. I have a gold one and a copper cabana. I love the name of these Faber-Castell. This is from the Creative Studio. There's like a mini set, and then there's like a bigger set too. This one is from the bigger set. This one is a heart of gold, and this one is copper cabana. I thought it was perfect for fall, just to kind of add details in there. All right, so I want to switch to these three colors. Now let's learn first how to make some fall leaves, because that's something. A fall leaves is something that you can do over and over in your journal. You can create a wreath just using the leaves. You can create like borders, decorate something in the middle, which we're all going to learn. So kind of like, let's just do that first. I'm going to go back here so we don't waste paper. Now, I always like to start with the middle part of the leaf, because this way, this is how I do the orientation of the leaf. So sometimes it's like almost tilting to the left. If I do the middle part of the leaf, let's do one here that's tilting more to the right. So I'm going to zoom in so you guys can really see like that, right? And because at first when I was practicing doodling, I'm like, how do they do the leaves? I'm like, why am I having such a hard time? So we can do it both ways, two ways. Let's start with this one where it's wider first at the bottom and it goes smaller on the top. So it's kind of like a ladder. Think of it. So all we're doing is kind of like a C stroke, almost not. Is it like a C stroke? Not really, because when you do a C stroke, it's coming from the top, right? So this one's coming from the bottom. So it's like slightly angled first. Start with an angle. Don't worry about it. And then like this stroke, like almost like an upside down U. Just like that. Start it with that. So nothing fancy. And then we're going to start a smaller one because it's from wider and it goes to more narrow on the top. So now you do this. So angled, and then this one I did so bigger, but it's okay. And then you just do a little mountain on top. You can do from here or from here too, whichever you want. You can practice both ways and see which one feels more comfortable. So you can start here just so you kind of like gauge the width of that bottom, if it's more comfortable, and like this. And you go make it slant because everything is like tilting here, right? So I should have brought it up here. So that way is not comfortable for me. I'm going to show you which one is more comfortable. I go up, down, 3, and then everything is like getting smaller, just like this. And then from here, I just go down, because this way I can really see all the sizes in here. I feel like I can gauge it much, much better. And I can go down, and then I can go up like that. All right, so that's one way. All right, next one, I'm going to do a different color. Let's do the orange. I'm just going to do a straight if you want. Let's just do a straight. Okay, so this time we're going to start narrow at the bottom, just like this. Now I'm going to go stretch it out, just like that. Just a bit, one more. So almost like it's just the middle that is much wider than everything else. Just like this. And just like that. So, I mean, really, at first, when I was trying to doodle and trying to, look from reference photos, what I was doing is I was making things so complicated in my head. I was kind of like just overthinking everything instead of just kind of like drawing what I'm seeing, all the shapes, just instead of just kind of like copying that, I was just overthinking things. And, I know that it's not just me. A lot of that, does that a lot. So I'm here to remind you to, don't overcomplicate and just kind of like draw how you see it. So now you can do a much more kind of like pointier if you want, but still the same principle. So just kind of like instead of a more scalloped and more rounded edge for your leaves, make it more pointy. It's like this. Even pointier if you want. You can do this too, just like that. So, but to me, I have discovered that the more I do it, I really love the look of just kind of like rounded. It's more cuter. I think we've talked about this before when we were trying to learn something, drawing of kawaii. I feel like when things are rounded, it's more cuter, it's more squishable, but when you see pointy things, it reminds you automatically of sharp items. It's like, ooh, I don't want sharp items. So I do round my edges a whole lot. So this is my favorite type of sleeve. So, all right, so we've got that covered. So now for an idea, and we always tackle this one as well, is color palette. We want to be as limited as possible because it really does help to make things more cohesive. And even when you're doing things busy, a lot of things are happening in your page and your drawings. But when you have a limited color palette, it really does help the eye, kind of like ease up everything, that even though when it's busy, it still gives you that kind of like calm, feel to the page, just because the colors are very limited. So let's stick to this yellow, a little bit of the green, and this orange that I'm holding as well. So if you have these colors, play around with that. Now I want to start with just the middle part of our leaves. So I want to create like a border in the middle of this page. So, right, it might be a little tricky just because of that um, fold in the middle, but I'm just going to create the middle part of the leaves just like that. We're not going to overthink it, and we're going to play with the orientation. So you want to space it out just like this, and you want to leave enough space for the other two colors that we have in here, right? Have one in there. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to start on from the bottom, no, from the top to go to the bottom. Because if I start here at the bottom, I might smudge it as I go up. So we want to start from the top to the bottom to draw our leaves. So I'm going to do my favorite part, just kind of like small, just like this. I'm just going to do 3 like that. And I'm not going to overthink it, even if it's kind of like the sizes are a little bit wonky or not, are not the same all throughout. It's okay. Just like that. Because I'm going to fill the leaves later on with the hold the marker, and then we're going to use some pencils to add some texture to it. And you can actually do that if you want to already. So you kind of just like fill up the whole shape, your leaves, just like that. And then we'll come back later on and add more details using our colored pencils. And this way it will have enough time to dry as we're doing the other leaves as well. Just like this. That. I truly, truly miss fall in Arkansas. It's so beautiful over there. The trees, I've never seen fall in Washington, um, or even up north. I bet it's even more beautiful. Oh gosh, I cannot imagine how beautiful over there. I'm gonna go, let's see, 1 second. It's right here. Nope. Oh, that's why. So while you guys are doing this, I'm just trying to fix my camera real quick. All right, I think we're good. I'm gonna go up, move this around so we can have enough space onto here. There we go. Do my last orange in here. Now for the next color that we're going to use, notice your shape, notice your size here, right? So the next few leaves that we're going to make is we're going to make a slightly smaller so we can have enough space, because I kind of made mine super extra big. So I'm going to be more mindful of my size right now. This one. Okay. So I can go this one, my orientation. I'll play around with this one. Let's try it like that. We'll make this one smaller. So having, doing the middle part really does help me a lot where, you know, those scalloped or those edges of the leaves go, the direction. It really does help me in my head. Okay, this one needs to go curve a little bit more to the right, or some would curve a little bit more to the left. Just seeing that middle part, I already see visually in my head that, you know, the leaves need to go towards whichever direction you created. So here we go. Maybe you want to make this one, you know, pointier if you want. It's your choice, or just keep it the way we've been doing it. Maybe you want to make this kind of like a very simple leaves, just, you know, a leaf shape that we've been drawing ever since we were young. Very simple one. This one I made 4. This one to the left is 3. On the one to my right, I have 4. It's okay. This one, it's kind of like almost onto the side. So I'm going to play around with this. See that one? I don't know why this camera or the zoom is like picking up the green and teal color so differently. Oh, look at that. It looks like neon. I promise you, it's not neon on my end. It's just this beautiful spring green color. But the way it's captured on screen, it's like almost so disturbing. I almost don't want to use the green color anymore just because of that. This, I feel like I just did the same size. I mean, I started small and then it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's always my issue. I feel like if you've been attending my class before, you've already heard this before. It's like, yep, Lay, you're doing it again. Okay, so for the fillers, we're going to use the third color, which is more of like the green gold color, or like, you know, a deeper yellow, almost like a green gold. That's what I'm going to say. You can either make another smaller leaves here if you want. Let's try that. I just want to see. You can create like just simple shapes like circles, dots, you know, a star, a heart. I call these little tiny fillers. That's just in between your main drawing or your main subject. So this time I'm just adding leaves, just see what it looks like. I'm going to add just a regular leaves here, a much smaller one. See how I feel about that. I always encourage you guys to kind of like have 2 journals, one for like trial only, you know, practice spreads like this, maybe, and then one that is a journal that you're actually using. Just to kind of like you can practice many different type of spreads in there that you want to, you know, just check out, see how many dot grids you're actually going to use, or how is it going to look in the spread, you know, than in your head, because I do that all the time. I have this beautiful idea in my head And then the moment I lay it down in my journal, it's like, oh, yeah, no, that definitely did not look like that in my head. So that's why I'm drawing just the regular leaves. And I'm going to add some dots too, just dots, just to kind of fill in some of the space in between. And then I'll add some leaves in here again, just a regular shape, just like that. Make it a little bit pointier on the top. And then here also, much smaller, like that. And I'm going to go work a little bit faster because you know our time is limited. So as much as I would like to take my time, it might take us like 2 hours in here. And I don't want to hold you hostage for that long. Okay, and I'm going to add another one here. And another one. And then I'll fill it. You can use the metallic markers if you want for those little fillers of dots or, some irregular shapes in here. Asterisk is a good one. X, a plus sign. Those are really good. And those are the ones that I always use in my lettering and in my um, drawings like this when I need like little tiny fillers. And you know what? I think I'm going to use some of the metallic also, just so I can introduce another color in here. I'm going to use a gold, so it's very similar to this yellow one that we used. And I'm just going to use the tip of the brush. I mean, not the brush, but the tip of the 1.5, just to kind of like use that shape of the dot grid. It's going to be really tiny, but it's perfect for these dots that I want to create. So just kind of like using it straight upside down and just really focusing on the tip of that 1.5. I don't think it's like a big difference from the gold that I've used actually. Can't even tell if it's like metallic, maybe when it dries, but right now it almost looks so similar. Emma said she added mushroom. Oh, that's so cute already. You're like a step forward already. So, okay. So most of the time when I'm doing my bullet journal, I usually have kind of like a monthly in here. And then just a little calendar overview so I can really have a quick look of what the month of my month looked like. So when is the birthday? What day, what day is that going to fall on? So we can have that here. And then I want to introduce another color, but before that, let's do this really quickly. Grab some of your pencils if you have any pencils like that. If you have like a deeper orange color, like a deep orange, use that one. Or if you have like a brown, that's going to work as well. These are the colors that I have, or even just black. If you just want to use a black, then you can use that. But I'm going to use a deep red, see what it looks like on top of the orange leaves. I'm just going to go add the middle part again. Ooh, that's that good. And then add the details inside our leaves, just like that. I don't know about something about the texture of the color pencils on top of a marker or even watercolors. I fell in love with it. I love it so much. It's almost like I can't color anymore without doing this. When I'm using alcohol markers, I always just kind of like want to layer pencil on top of it as well. It's just so different. But then again, remember, art is subjective. It's not the same for all of us, right? So maybe what looks good to me does not look good to you. And then this one as well. And then don't overthink the inside details. Just kind of like even when, it's not perfect. To me, the more whimsical, the more wonky sometimes my lines are, surprisingly, I like it better. Instead of when I'm like trying to be so perfect and so careful, it's like, then the more I kind of like see all the mistake. But when you're intentionally creating like almost like wonky lines and imperfect lines, the more I'm like, ooh, this was good. It's so cute. It's so whimsy. So just a little tip, just so you know, maybe it will work for you as well. Because before, trust me, I used to overthink that. Even that center part is like, why? Why am I wasting my time? This time, I don't think I'm going to add a lot of details inside the leaves just because of the size. It's a little too small. So I'm just going to put the middle part back in there just so I can see. And I'm using a brown on top of this green gold color. Just going to do this, do that. Ay, ay, ay. I broke it because I write so heavy. Goodness, I really do. I write crazy heavy. That's why I get so tired. Anyone else? I'm like, I get so tired because I just write super heavy. All right. So this time I thought about, adding the mushroom over here onto the left side. And then instead of kind of like small, tiny mushroom details, I mean, we can create that in the corners. But what if we kind of like add the calendar on top of the mushroom or below, the mushroom, the body of the mushroom? I mean, we can do that. I guess we can use the orange for this one and use the green gold again. Yeah, I think so. So I'm going to stick to my colors. I'm going to stick to that one. Now, if you want to use pencil first, feel free to do that. Then, speaking of pencil, sometimes it's more handy to start with a pencil and then, kind of like get upset. Just the shape, just really the basic shape, just so it will fit in here. Sometimes, because the reason I write so big and I get so upset with myself because I'm like, oh, that's too big. So I'm just going to really do this. So it's almost like down on top. So we go down to the valley and then we're going to make a small tiny hill just like that. And so this way I know the width, the exact width, and I know this is where I'm going to put the mushroom head. And so I can just kind of like softly, carefully sketch out the shape of the mushroom. You can do it as slowly as you want, just kind of like this. So we have it. I'm going to do I don't even know the scientific terms of this mushroom, the body of the mushroom. I have no idea. Body of the mushroom, the head of the mushroom. And then underneath, so from this point here where I started, I'm just going to curve lines, just like that. And then I'll do the same here, or you can start here and go down, or from here to the middle to go up. Either one, whichever you're more comfortable, please do that. Just like that. I feel like my body is too small. I almost want to change it, but you know what? We're just going to stick to it. Stick to it. And then I'm going to use my kneaded eraser from Faber-Castell. This is my favorite thing. Just kind of like clean it up because of the graphite, sometimes from erasing previous sketches. I'm going to do this. It's like a putty. It's like a clay, can mold it and all that. And then how I do it is I just roll over on top of my sketch. It's kind of like this to lighten everything up. And then I don't have any eraser suds. The most important part is just to kind of like do what I did. You're like playing around with it like clay, just to take out and clean some of the graphite from your previous projects, because sometimes you end up with like marks like that. And you know what? It's there, especially in this notebook, in our journal. So the journal that I'm using. All right. So I'm going to go ahead because we'll have to just use black markers on top because we're using this bright red orange color for the mushroom. I'm just going to go start filling in like this. Not the bottom part yet, just this one. And then let's just fill in the whole shape. And this is what I love about using markers because they dry so quick. I mean, watercolors is so always fun, always fun. I love watercolors. I love seeing, how the pigments are moving around the paper. But for a quick, like this bullet journal spread or journaling, a marker is like, okay, I'm a marker girl. I love how quick it dries. I'm just like, okay, I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, so in the 20 set, there's also a peach color like this one. Almost like, I'm not sure if it's going to work. I wish that there's like a beige color, very beigey color. I wish there is, but I don't think there's any like that in the super soft. Because the next one is this brown, which is this brown. But look at this, because it's very corally, but when I use it on top of my paper, it's beige. So it was like, oh, it's perfect. Because I was like, oh, I don't have any beige. So it's really important to swatch your markers like that. You really cannot just say, oh, the cap is this color. And so you're thinking it's like very orange color, coral color, but it's not. It's like as soon as I swatched it, I was like, oh, what was I worrying about? I had the color all along. I just had to swatch it and see it for myself. All right, so I'm just going to color in, even if you have still some of the sketch marks, it's okay. It adds the texture to that drawing as well, kind of like using some of the pencils anyways, right? Because we're going to add some of those texture. What I like to do when I'm using marker though is I really try to go one direction in my stroke because it leaves this mark of where you've laid down your first stroke first. It's not like an alcohol marker where it kind of like it gets absorbed in the paper and it dries so beautifully. It's like that's the best thing about the alcohol markers is it doesn't leave you with a lot of that stroke marks where you've kind of like added the markers, but it's each to own. Some people like it, some people love that. But I think that's why I fell in love with just adding that pencil texture is because it's kind of like making those marks from the marker, kind of like making it more, exaggerating it more. And that is like, okay, I'm going to embrace this one. I don't know. Maybe I've convinced myself that I love adding those crazy textures inside because of the markers. Maybe that's it. Maybe we've discovered why I love adding some textures from pencils was to cover up some of the strokes from the marker marks. Marker marks? I think that's it. So I'm just going to let this one dry and I'm going to add another layer later to deepen the color. Or if you have like anything brown that you can use, this one is the kind of like brownish color, almost like rose gold. You can do it here on top so you can really see the contrast and show that this is a layer underneath, right? So you make it a bit darker, but if you don't have any brown, just wait for it to dry just a little bit and then add another layer on top of it. It should give you a deeper shade, a deeper value of that same color. So if you just wait a little bit and then add another layer, just in case you don't have any brown that you can blend in there. I'm good with that. Okay. So now for calendars, I'm just going to use my favorite marker. This one is the Pitt Artist Pen in black. This one is the Fudenoske medium. I always share this with you guys, but this is really my favorite when it comes to doodling or lettering because this nib, this plastic nib is actually flexible. So it doesn't look like a brush tip that, can give you that variation of strokes from the thin and the thick, but this nib is flexible that you can actually create. Of course, not as thick as a brush, but you really get a nice variation. So I'm going to set this up for September. I'm just going to write letter September on top. Start one letter at a time. So you've seen earlier my handwriting, and now when I'm doing hand lettering, I want you to really pay attention. What is the difference when she's hand lettering and handwriting? When I'm handwriting, there's really no thinking. I'm just writing it down, print, small letters, it doesn't matter. But when I'm hand lettering, it's the intention of drawing each letter. So I really do take my time. I always say this, it is not one letter at a time. It's one stroke at a time, because each of these letters are just composed of the basic strokes. And if you need some help with brush lettering, we have made a ton of classes and videos that is available here on Michael's YouTube channel as well. So you can just browse through that. Okay, so I'm just going to letter September, letter E, and I'm trying to be small because I know that I have a small space and I have a tendency to really write big. If you have just a fine tip pen, just use that. You know, you don't have to brush letter this month of September. If you want like a print, do it however you want it. Okay, so now just to add a little bit of contrast, I'm going to use the brown that I've used in here, see how well it's going to show up, and I'm going to create 7 dots inside for Monday to Sunday. I'm just kind of like eyeball things, 1, 2, and pray that it will be 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yay, we did it. We did it. And I'm going to use the same brown. I'm kind of like drawing a line over here just to separate this. And it serves as a border as well. You can make it thin or thick. And look at my lines, it's wonky. I can never draw a straight line. So you just kind of embrace that mess. It's okay. Just like this. Yeah, some people like to start their week on a Sunday. I like to start mine on I'm going to stretch this all out up until this side, to the middle part of my journal. I think this is going to look better. I'm going to add another layer because I think I did so many layers the first time around. So just going to add to match the same value, but it's going to blend anyways in the paper. So that's going to be cute. I love the Emma. I need to see your mushrooms for your fillers later on. So now we can start adding in our calendar. Let me see. Calendar, I want to make sure. Our September started on a Sunday, and then we have 30 days. But I'm going to do Monday on mine because I like it when it starts on a Monday. And I'm just putting in the first letter. So we start on a 1 and then 2. And this is just a quick way to add your calendar and make it super whimsy also. Instead of just kind of like creating boxes that I had in the sample, I thought this one is a much better idea. See, I told you, when we kind of like play together, we come up with something better than the original plan. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right. You can use this part to add kind of like anything, birthdays or anything like that, or you can put it here at the bottom, whichever one you want. You can add like a little kawaii face in here, just make it more cute. Your choice. Now, I myself, I'm going to use some of the pencils, and I'm going to go over here on this area, and I'm just going to bring in, I think I'm going to use a brown, and I'm just going to add some texture, just like this. Look at this. I'm almost like scribbles, just like that, underneath, just to deepen it and then add some texture. Do it on the other side, just like that. Just like this. Now, what you can do also is add kind of like more mushroom in here, maybe a smaller one. So you can have another part here. If you have a white acrylic marker, you can go add some white texture for your mushroom. This one, I'm going to make this one really simple. Or if you don't have any white, what you can do is add some dots inside like this. Just like that. Add some small dots. And so when you color, make sure that you keep the area inside of your circle white like this. And then now you have your textures, right? So you don't have to have another tool to create this look. You just have to add and be intentional of the steps of what you're doing. Now you can add another one in here. Maybe I'll add a smaller one here just to kind of have different. And I'll add some dots again, but on the left side this time, just so I can leave the white negative space. And then I have those white dots. I use this one just like this. Oh, thank you so much, Boss Queen EJ. That is the sweetest. Thank you. You know, guys, every time you reach out to me on social media, on Michael's, and leave those kind words, you know what it does? It just inspires me more to just, keep coming up with very fun classes that you can really use for your everyday, crafting. Because like you, I myself sometimes struggle with with ideas. What am I going to come up with next time? But really, it's like seeing all your comments like that. It just inspire me to kind of like keep thinking, what else can we do for the next one, for next month, and all that. So I just want you to know how much it means to me. So thank you so much. So grateful also for Faber-Castell for trusting me to create classes, for them, and of course Michael's store. So I'm grateful. All right, so here I just added a little bit of pencils to kind of like add some contrast to really create the separation from the head and the body of the mushroom, and also add textures because I really like that. Now you can add in here as well. Look at this, what I'm doing. It's almost like a drip, right? But just kind of like a separation, just added another added texture in there. And then you can add your pencils. I mean, these are just simple ways that I really love showing you because I want you to take your art to the next step, because we can create as simple as we would like, but also learn, okay, how can I, how can I do this? Or how can I, improve this one and make it my own style? And that's why it's always, our classes are always open for improvement and personal, unique, artistic, your it's almost like it's very free, it's freeing. It's so, because we could have stopped with the mushroom in here, but you yourself, you know what, I think I'm gonna go add some dots in the body, so it's your own expressive artistic style that you're adding to all of these classes that we're doing here. So this is you. I want you to really pay attention to that. Now I'm going to use the green because I want to bring in some green in here, and I'm just going to add like a page flag. So I'm going to, or not even a flag, but just a rectangle shape here first because I want to do the flag at the bottom. So I'm going to keep this one super simple. You can add a quote, you can leave a positive quote in here in your journal. So when you look at it, then you have that, and that really does help. Now you can add some grass just in between your mushrooms to bring in some of the greens, just like this, super simple, like that. Ooh, that green is neon. Ooh, yes, Emma, you can use that. Yes, absolutely. Use that. You know what? I think I have some white acrylic dots too. I'm going to show you. This is super fun. And if you've seen some of my drawings digitally, I always add like 3 highlights in there because I really love that look. See how, what it looks like when it has that highlight. So this one is just a white acrylic pen from Posca. We can also use, we have the white pen from Faber-Castell. But this one is almost it's almost like watercolory because of the India ink, but I love the India ink too. But if you want something that pops, then you want something more opaque like that, or just like this one. It's really like that. I think because this is me, I'm gonna add some kawaii face in here, and I don't know where to add it. I think here. I'm just using the pencil also to add our kawaii face. You can totally skip this one, guys. But I gotta have my kawaii face in here. Look at that. I don't know about this green color. All right, so now just to add some detail to my rectangle instead of just kind of like a basic rectangle, we're just going to add some stitching around it. So make just small dashed of lines, just like that. Then you can add your notes in there. Now you can add some scarf in here too if you want. I'll show you a real quick and easy way to make scarf because we have time. I want to draw on the right side because this one is super whimsical. I want to draw in here too. So all you want to do is you want to make a loop like this, right? And then a loop, just like that. Oop, hello camera, right? And then we're going to make another one. You can either make it over here or inside as well. But on the inside, it's going to be really small and tight. So I'm just going to do on the outside. Just like this. Another loop. Just like that. And I'm just going to fill in the color. Now you can make it much wider here at the bottom, tighter on top. These are just some fun, whimsical doodles that you can add in your journals without, overthinking it. Just simple, basic doodles that you can all do. Right, I'm just fixing the shape. Now I'm just going to let this one dry. And then using the same colors that we've already used, I'm going to use some of the yellow to create some socks, right? Just so we can add some whimsy here. Just like this. Look, 2 diagonal lines. And then I'm just going to add this socks. Just like this. We're not going to overthink this one. Just like this. That. Then you can fix the shape while you're filling in that one. Then we want to have another one here. Then you can use your pencils to add some details in here later, but just let this one dry for now. Just like that. Now we can add some boots right over here. I'm going to use our brown that we use in our mushroom. Narrow on top, so 2 lines, narrow on top goes, no, white on top and go narrow on the bottom. So here, don't overthink your boots. Just, you know what the boot shape is. Just like this. Just like that. You go do a smaller one, a smaller version behind this other boots. And then you go this one. This is almost like our Uggs. We're ready for Ugg season? I don't think so, not in Texas. And then we're going to fill this in. Now, the key to this is the reason why I love using the pencils is because it's such a great way to just add some contrast to show you that this smaller boots is right behind this boots right here. You can add in, just gonna like leave a space in between, but I don't like that look. I'd rather just kind of like color it in the same color, let it dry, and then add another layer later on while this one is drying. I'm going to go over here because this one is already dry. And I'm going to use our pencils to add some details. Now I'm going to use a brown. I know we have 4 minutes more. We got this. We're going to add stripes. Now you want to choose which layer is on top and which one is at the bottom because it's kind of like overlapping, right? So like this. So we want to just add this one. I'm deciding that this one is on top. So I'm going to add some fuzzy balls just like this on those edges. Just like that, right? And then we're going to add some of the stripes and we're going to follow the shape of our scarf. So it's almost like curving. Your lines should be curving, shouldn't be straight. It should be a slightly curving, right? So it's like this. I'm going to go twist it so you can see. So see that my lines are slightly curved, just ever so slightly. And I'm following the shape of the scarf that we've created. And then this will give you that look that, oh yeah, it's overlapping like this. So going like this direction, on the side. Now remember, this other one is going to be underneath. So we're going to keep it just like here, like that, and then here again. And then we're going to add also our little fuzzy balls in the end. Just like that. So the same thing with our socks. We can add details here. Just like that. This is still slightly wet. It's okay. Like that. You can add here. You can add like a scalloped edge, you know, to kind of like give it like a lace look if you want. Add colors in here. You can add patterns inside your socks. Now, if you want the same stripes or you want some dots inside, there you go. Feel free. I mean, have lots and lots of fun. Just like that. And again, look at this. The more imperfect my dots are, I really love it. It gives that whimsy look. Love it. Now this time, I think this one is super dry. Again, if you don't have the pencils, but I really do highly suggest that you start using pencils in your drawing or in your bullet journals because it's really a fun way to just kind of like add some contrast. I'm just going to add some layer of pencils in here to really make this one super dark. Now, what you can do with this is if you don't have anything white, you can use the metallic markers and then just add some details in here. You know, just add some buckle or anything like that, just to give it some personality. Maybe some is here, just smaller, like that. You can add even another layer on top of this, almost like underneath your boot, or it's almost looking like a socks if you want to add some socks in there. And again, if you want to add some dots, feel free to do that, just like that. That's why having metallic markers or white markers like that is so much fun because you can just add details. Then if you want to bring in the green, because we don't have green, then, you know, you just kind of like add over layer on here. And now we have the green stuff here, or just add more leaves, kind of like here, just so you can bring in the green color as well. Then you can add your simple rectangle shape for headers, quick headers like that. Then you're good and set to go. Look at this whimsical, simple, very simple, whimsical bullet journal that we've created today. And then while I just wait for that to dry, I'm gonna later on add some more details with my pencil here, like that. So this is such a very simple, awesome, you know, September spread. Again, remember what I told you about the leaves, because this is something that you can do over and over again. You can create like a circle shape in here, sketch out a circle shape, and then use the wreath, create your own wreath, you know, something like that. But leaves is something that you can use over and over again in your fall layout, that it's really nice to have. Looking at this one, I feel like my little mushroom needs some kawaii faces too, but this is what we have today, guys. I appreciate you for being here. Always, always know that you are appreciated. I really do. Thank you for taking our classes, and thank you for supporting Faber-Castell and Michael Stores, of course, and myself. Again, my name is Lay. It's been a pleasure. I really do hope that this was inspiring, super easy to recreate, and I hope that you can show up again and attend next week again, because it's more fun when you're here. So thank you, everybody. Yes, those kawaii faces. I always need my kawaii faces. So thank you all so much. Until next week, stay creative and stay happy. Thank you, everybody.